Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to DragonBall Nation. Now today I'm giving you guys my episode 2 of DragonBall Super review, and as you guys can see, this one's a little bit more well produced. I have my webcam. You guys are gonna be seeing pictures instead of just gameplay. The only reason I had gameplay before is because my webcam was being a little bit weird, but as you guys can see, my face, my room in the background here, so we can get right on to this review. So episode 2 of DragonBall Super was a very different feeling episode from 1 because there was less humor. I feel there's a considerable amount less humor. Still a little light on the action, which I expected. These first couple episodes, guys, these are building up to what we know as the Battle of Gods arc. These are building up to that, and episode 2 is a very good indication of that. We see more of Beerus and Whis, and these Beerus and Whis scenes, guys, are stuff that I'm really starting to enjoy. Even though I feel like Beerus' character is a little bit off-putting for me. He's not the same as he is in Battle of Gods, and I know people disagree. I don't think he's the same personality exactly as he was in Battle of Gods. But Beerus and Whis, when we see them, we get to explore his other planets and stuff like that, and it's very cool. We get to see this alien type Tyrannosaurus Rex type creature. It's very interesting to see us. We get to see some action and more displays of power from Beerus. Aside from those awesome bits, which I really am enjoying, and I hope we get to see a lot more awesome character designs coming up in the series, which I'm sure we're going to. You know, Vegeta does go on this family trip, and the way this family trip, you know, minor spoilers in here, guys, but the way this family trip is tackled necessarily is Vegeta's going on this trip not because he wants to, but he's going on this trip because, if you guys remember from the Buu saga, when Trunks and Vegeta were in the the gravity chamber in the Buu saga, Vegeta had told Trunks if he can land a blow on him, that he would take him to the amusement park, and this is that trip to the park, that fun day that Vegeta had promised. You know, it's not something we saw, and I thought it was a nice little scene in the episode. And like I said, guys, there's less humor in this episode. There's actually some more serious moments with Vegeta's character. Not necessarily too serious, nothing big, but Vegeta does do some serious things in terms of his character. Nothing major, but there's not many jokes made because Vegeta's on this trip. This was a good episode, I feel like, and you know, this was a good episode to see some comedy with Vegeta, but it's not really something that happened. We didn't get to see him in any sticky situations that were absolutely funny. There were some awkward ones. You know, he's even kind of asked to go dance up on a stage. Nothing really funny comes out of it, though. It's more of a serious moment, which was very interesting. I think it was a missed opportunity, but it's what they're going for. I think Vegeta's character arc should have gone past this point. He feels more like the Vegeta from the beginning of the Buu saga before he becomes Majin, because as a lot of fans know, Vegeta changed after he had died in the Buu saga, and he doesn't really feel like he's changed too much necessarily. He's still, you know, a good guy, but his personality is a little bit different. He's still worried about Goku and all that stuff, even though we saw in the end of the Buu saga he had accepted Goku as his better, you know, counterpart, so to speak. And we do see that Goku does go to King Kai's planet to train, and he's in that tracksuit that he was in Battle of Gods. So this is setting up for that arc. I really want to see what that next arc is going to be. I'm very excited to see that. But other than that, guys, this was a pretty good episode. I think I enjoyed the first one more, just maybe because it was, you know, the initial impressions, guys. But I did wait for the English subtitled version of this episode to watch it, guys. And if you guys want to watch it, go to my Facebook page. I have a link to the episode on there. But moving on, this was a good episode. I feel like it was a little bit weaker than the first one, but I think the first one I just enjoyed more, just for the parts that, you know, the more comical parts. It was setting up the story. This one's building up to the next arc, so, you know, the next episode 3, I feel like it's going to be a very, very, very impressive arc, so to speak. It's going to be a good start to the next big moment in this series, or the first big moment rather, where we get to encounter Beerus, and, you know, possibly we get to see this encounter with Beerus and Goku and see how exactly they're retelling that story, because as a lot of people know, it looks like they are retelling Battle of Gods. You know, we also get to see some parts on King Kai's planet, as I mentioned, with Goku, and, you know, King Kai's driving his car, and there's some shenanigans with that, which was a little bit funny, actually, to see. And Goku gets one of the biggest plates of food I've ever seen in the series delivered to him. So yeah, but like I was saying, we do get to see more displays of Beerus's power. There's a pretty awesome scene on another planet. I'm not going to spoil too much about it, but it was a really cool scene, pretty elongated as well. It was a couple minutes long of a scene. And to be quite honest, guys, the Vegeta and, the family trip Vegeta's on does not take as much of this episode as you guys would think. It's actually more of maybe a 1/3 to about a half of the episode's length from what I viewed. And we do, like I said, see this whole preparation for this next arc. Not a lot happened, guys. There's really not much to say about it, so I won't stretch this review out. Definitely think it was awesome. As I said, guys, just go watch on my Facebook page. But guys, like I said, this is a pretty good episode. Not much to talk about. Not going to stretch this review. The next episode, I imagine, is going to be a longer review because a lot more is going to happen, even though it's basically going to be the start of the retelling of Battle of Gods. But I really do enjoy this series so far, guys. The music is still great. But than that, guys, like I said, not a lot to talk about here for this episode. Next episode is going to be a lot more to talk about, I imagine, because it's setting up that new arc to retell Battle of Gods. So I feel like next episode is going to be a lot bigger. It's going to have action, and we're really going to see some interesting stuff. But as these first 2 episodes stand, guys, I still think it's going to be a great series. It leaves a good first impression. This episode did leave a little bit to desire, just for me. I think it didn't know exactly what it was trying to do, if it wanted to be funny, which it did try to do some funny parts, but I didn't really think they were that funny. There was some pretty solid action, and they didn't really try to push the action in your face. It wasn't what they were going for. But they didn't know if they wanted to go for a little bit more serious in terms of some of the characters, the way they were, or more funny. It just was another lighthearted episode, but it didn't seem to know exactly what its identity was, so to speak. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I know it was a little bit short, but there's not much to talk about, and I didn't want to stretch it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.